We're standing at the Olympic Training Center here in Chernihiv, a major Ukrainian city about 40 kilometers south of the border with Belarus. Several weeks back, we had brought you a satellite image which showed on the football pitch over here a massive bomb crater. This is that bomb crater. It's been formed as a result of perhaps a 1,000-pound bomb landing over here, completely destroying this part of the football pitch. And the stadium that you actually see all around me has been completely devastated. This is an example of what the war actually does. Attacks on civilian areas, civilian property and infrastructure. Every aspect of this. A lot of people over here in Ukraine say that all of this is being done to send out a certain message. And the message is to terrorize the local population. That at any time, at their will, at their beck and call, there will be attacks in areas which are familiar, areas which are civilian areas, which lots of people used to come over here to watch football matches. This is also used for athletics events in a city which has generated any number of sporting stars for Ukraine. This is yet another example of the dangers of war which we've also seen in the south of Ukraine. In fact, in the last 48 hours, we have been traveling almost 2,000 kilometers across this country from the north to the south, back right now very much to the north. And what we see over here, it's absolutely unreal. The destruction of something which was a popular training center. We've also spoken to people in Chernihiv, people who've told us about how difficult it was to survive in the city, survive in a city where there were constant attacks. Food and water initially was a problem. But there was always a sense that Chernihiv was going to completely collapse because it was encircled by Russian forces physically. Ultimately, that Russian advance into the city of Chernihiv failed. They lost the battle over here, the battle for Kiev, the Ukrainian capital, which lies about 3 hours south of where I am now. But the devastation over here, and it's this sort of devastation that we are now seeing in so many parts of the south and the southeast of Ukraine. It's out there. Indiscriminate attacks in civilian areas, so much damage, the loss of lives. There are 700 odd people, we are told, who have lost their lives in the greater Chernihiv area. We'll in fact be traveling to a cemetery where many of those individuals have been buried. But for now, this gives you an idea of what it is to be over here very much in the center of this war zone. In other parts of the Ukraine, the war is on with renewed vigor. The sense that there was a pause in the war is now over. Russia continues its attacks in the south and the east. Ukrainian defenses are being tested. There are reports of people being finally able to leave that one bastion that the Ukrainians had maintained in the city of Mariupol, which is now almost certainly going to be completely in Russian hands. With Uma Shankar Singh and Ashok Mahale at the Olympic Training Center in Chernihiv, in the north of Ukraine, Vishnu for NDTV.